Together with the prize money is what they're fighting for, and those two teams are, of course, LGD and Mineski. The two games we've seen so far were both pretty one-sided, both in their own right and both for the opposite team. So the question remains, what have the teams learned from those two games that they can take forward, put in that third game, and use to their advantage? And Black, I'm going to start with you. What are those lessons?
Pick the alpha, be the alpha. Don't be the prey, be the hunter. Basically, just play fast Dota. Don't play it passively if you don't have to.
How many commercials can you fit?
Well done.
Thank you.
Guys, this guy, he's a freelancer looking for any work for commercial. He does really good sound effects. The
He
anti-mage
knows
sound.
Chinese.
He's legit.
He does know
Bilingual.
Chinese, yeah.
Trilingual.
Trilingual. Yeah, German too.
Yeah, he forgot about that one.
No, but in all honesty, really just like play fast, don't play defensively because you really don't have to. You have like so many good cores that play well on fast heroes, just run them over.
Yeah. And I swear, I really think everyone in Dota is just so good nowadays. There's no more. Used to be, you look at like the even going back, TI5, right? TI6, there were teams that were just leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else. And they would, I would argue, they're at least 4+ mistakes ahead. They can throw, they could throw, they could throw. They would still win the game because they were just that much better, right? It's not that way anymore. Teams are at most like a mistake or two ahead. When you play with no real chance to win, and the other team has all the ability in the world to just make things happen. Like, if you're limited, you're handcuffed. Like, you just can't play the game the same way. And I really think that this draft is going to be the most important part of this game.
Yeah, I really just think what separates all these teams right now is just discipline.
There we go.
That's a good combo.
I like that.
Is there any way LGD goes for Mirana right now?
It can work.
I like it a lot against Leshrac. I think Mirana plays well against him.
Yeah.
You get really cheap damage items. Leshrac super low armor. You leap on him. You have Aquila Drums, Maelstrom, BKB. Very cheap, efficient items, and you just force him out.
Yeah. Without a pre-stun, he can never stun you.
Yeah.
Well, he will build into Yules eventually, but before then, he can't really do much to you.
I like the Lesh Sanking opener. It's like the 5th or 6th time I've seen it at this tournament, but it's solid. It could be support, it could be your 3-4, Lesh can be a core, and I just think it's much like the Wind Ranger Sanking. It's just an easy follow-up stun and a ton of damage on top of the SK Burrow. So
a lot of pressure to already be applied on the safe lane.
Oh, I was going to
Rubik.
say Rubik. I don't know if they're going to pick two supports, but the FY Rubik, super legit game. Obviously, the no cast animation on Split Earth, and Burrow Strike probably the best spell in the entire game, basically.
And
You don't pick
the
it now,
most
we'll be
important
banned.
part, he's got the right chat lines.
it's true.
I almost
You
feel
remember?
bad.
Yeah, I almost feel bad when he managed to get away when 3 heroes were attacking him, thinking they got the last hit, but he popped the stick charges, and he's like, "Oh,
And
I almost feel bad." It was good.
I think maybe we need like a cooldown on the chat wheel spam
Sure.
per player, but
Sure.
it
Nerf
is
it.
such an
But this
incredible
was the
addition to the game.
perfect-
That's-
this was the
I
perfect
agree.
moment.
That's what I mean. It's amazing, and I feel like if I watch lots of real sport, and any time something crazy like that would go down, you're going to get a close-up on the player that just pulled that off, and this is like our version of that.
If those people would have microphones, that's the next step to physical sports. Mic him up.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
it's
we
always
have
cooler,
that
right?
for the replays.
I would say it's more like eating Twinkies.
What is a Twinkie?
I don't know what a Twinkie is.
Oh no, this is the
It's an
pastry thing,
American
right?
delicacy, okay?
Yeah,
if
I've
you
seen
have
it
too
before.
much of it, you're going to get really obese and fat like me. You don't want to have too much of a good thing. Limit it. 1 an hour.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yes, keep that in mind,
Dude,
my friend.
there's a whole freezer full of ice cream in the green room.
that thing is insane.
It's a problem.
It is a problem.
I try to avoid it, but sometimes.
Yeah, but this Rubik pick, it was banned second phase, right?
Yeah, would have banned it again.
And it's already, I would say, the best support for LGD. You know that's an X-Nova 5 Bane. There's no better hero for FY than his signature Rubik against a Lesh Sanking opener.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great decision, and one I probably should have seen coming had I not been distracted by
Suns fan.
interesting tidbits.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I like trivia, you know.
It's all right.
I consider Twinkies a trivia for Black since he didn't know.
No, I think I've had one before.
It's good, right?
They're not great.
What? Okay, you haven't had.
They were really overrated.
Did you get it in America or somewhere else?
America.
I got it in Singapore. It was
Okay,
bad.
I don't know what your problem is.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Well, it was like I think it wasn't. Isn't that one of those things with the cake with filling?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very
Look,
generic
if
cake.
you wanna
I was
know-
not
it
impressed.
was very dry, right?
Very dry.
All right, it is not dry.
It's
Okay.
super
You
dry.
had a bad batch.
Jeeves, zebra cakes, okay?
No.
So much better.
Wait,
all
is
right?
that the Hostess?
Yeah, the zebra cakes.
The-
And they're
the
little
cupcake?
rectangular.
Oh, it's rectangle? Hmm.
No, it's in a rectangular package, and they're like pentagon shaped.
Yeah. Those are good.
Yeah, they're
Very good.
delicious.
Yeah, those are great.
All right, I'll keep that in mind next time.
In all
I'm
seriousness,
in
though,
America.
Rubik counters those heroes with his aura as well,
Yep.
Yes.
no field,
True.
which a lot of people forget to turn on defensively sometimes.
I
Although it
wouldn't. FY never forgets that.
No,
Surely.
he doesn't. He keeps like playing around with the staff, the animation.
I think that it's a lot safer as first pick to take both your supports right away. I think a second pick, if you were to do that, you know, it gives a little too much away, and all of a sudden there's 4 heroes the enemy can pick up, and they already know what your 4 and 5. Like, it's just too much. That's why you see a lot of these versatile cores opened with, such as Leshrac.
Yeah.
And I like the Beastmaster too. Crushes both of these supports. One of the weaknesses of doing that, like I just talked about, and it's got great synergy with pretty much anything Mineski might pick up next.
Yeah. And of course, it gives them objective taking. He's going to build into the Necro. Maybe even Shadow Blade if they want to have more pick-off potential. Seen that build being quite popular. They can do Roche, they can get towers. Lane pressure is very high right now. But that also means it is going to be Ninja Boogie Sanking again, probably.
Yep.
And then the Lash Beast off lane. Sanking supporting the safe lane, whatever that might be. Death Prophet is still in the pool again.
Yep.
Could definitely see that for Mushi. And then last pick, the hero for Moon.
Dragon Knight is still in the pool.
I'm waiting with bated breath right now.
I mean, they banned out the Ember Spirit, which is the counter
Yeah,
to Dragon Knight.
That's the only counter. Not picking him is actually a counter.
I hope Mineski just like 10th picks DK this game.
I mean, there's some games that's probably good. It's just, I feel like it's being picked just
Yeah, but
to be
not
picked.
this wasn't one of them.
No, okay.
Yeah.
They're having a lot of fun, though. That's good. When we talked after the first game, we talked about how Mineski in the past had trouble, you know, resetting after a rough loss like that. It doesn't seem like they have that issue at the moment.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's really good.
I mean, they know they're going to TI, right?
That is true. That is true. Hey,
Mirana, there it is.
So they take it third instead of second.
It is quite vulnerable against all of these heroes, though. If you ever get stunned by one of them, you're probably gonna die, unless Bane saves you.
And they don't have the option for Drow, thanks to the Mineski's second ban overall, which leaves the last other core Ame hero they picked up with it was Void, which I think is all right, but it's a rough Void game, honestly. There's so many disables on Mineski already.
And a very rough lane, too.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
You want to secure Void a good lane because he doesn't have any flash farming abilities. But at least LGD has very flexible lanes right now. They can go anything. Gyrocopter. I don't like it against the Bane, but you said they would pick it up regardless of the Bane.
Yep. They you can utilize the magic damage.
Omni
still.
Knight, pull out the VP special.
Oh, that could be good.
I could see it. I think Slark is also quite solid.
Slark is amazing. Yeah.
Slark or Void. I think they're both great against Gyro. They both have rough laning phases. I like Slark because he comes online faster.
And he can recover better, too.
Yeah, and you also have the ability to hunt. Like all of LGD's heroes, they want something that can hunt for them and like secure areas of the map. Like
And more than likely, it's a support Lash, which Slark is not afraid of. But Slark is really afraid of core Lash.
And it's more than likely
Morphling.
maybe
oh,
Mirana.
yeah, I forgot.
right?
I mean, another great Gyro counter. Also excellent against the Beastmaster.
Means they will have to try lane safe lane, though.
Yeah.
He cannot absorb the pressure at all, unless they want to avoid the lane and put 2 bottom.
It's a really squishy draft from LGD, though.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like-
they need a big boy.
Look at that win percentage.
59%, yeah.
Over 1,000 DPC games. That's very high.
But there was a couple of patches where it was like really,
Really
I mean,
strong.
Really strong.
It's since September.
Yeah.
Still,
Well,
though.
I think that the spell, when casting morph, like each time, that was pretty huge. That they
You
got
mean
rid
this?
of, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
Now
was.
that they
If
got
you're-
rid of that, he's probably back to.
Or when you could morph when you were stunned. That was ridiculous.
I mean, that was just.
Everyone first picked it during that
yeah,
time.
that was just dumb.
That was ridiculous.
LGD, I think, has got to ban Slark or OD. 'Cause they're both real nice for Mineski right now. I'm thinking
I would like the OD ban more.
OD seems really scary because it's an interrupt, a save for the arrow and the grip, and it just crushes Morphling through all phases of the game.
Well, Mirana too, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's one of the Mushi staple heroes.
Yep. It just fits the Mineski lineup way too well, I think.
They're getting very excited about something.
Yes.
Yeah. What are they doing?
I don't know. I just wish I could liberate in Chinese or in any language for that matter.
Blah, 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 blah.
Where's that skill, Black?
I mean, I can do it when they're really slow. Like,
Slow
10% of the
motion.
speed. Yeah, like
Can we rewrite,
Do they all
please?
sound the same at that point?
Yeah, it's like, man, it's like me and I can like speak remedial Spanish, right? But if when you listen to a native and they're going
they're
about
so
3
fast.
times faster than I can
Yeah.
comprehend, it just I'm lost.
that's the problem I
completely.
had in Chinese at first. When I got to China, I was really confident with my Chinese and I couldn't do anything.
LGD's turn to pick.
And the
PL ban.
Phantom Lancer, I feel like
Is this next one going to be a Chalice here, I assume?
I don't like that band too much.
Yes.
They need a big fat beef boy.
Unless they want to swap it about and have Chalice play Mirana, but so far it's been only maybe on the Mirana.
No, Chalice
Really?
also played it once, off lane.
I thought it was Chalice Mirana
You
twice.
are right.
no.
Chalice
1-1.
Mirana once, Sumnus Mirana
10
twice.
seconds
Oh, right, yeah.
remaining.
You are correct.
They need a tank,
Yeah,
All right.
for lack of a better word, I'd
an
say.
initiator.
The bully,
initiating
the
tank.
bruiser, yeah.
Axe, Brewmaster,
Clock?
Clockwork is actually quite good against all the heroes they have.
Yeah, but they're forced into this hit and run style. They have
Yeah.
no team fight whatsoever. They're just praying that they're going to abuse map positioning and wave
Split push.
clear.
You've been saying how good it is for teams to play fast. So this is a play fast lineup.
Yeah,
But with the wrong ingredients.
yeah,
honestly.
no tower pressure, no ability to kill Roshan. Their lanes aren't the
You
greatest.
can arrow Roshan.
If you don't miss, like
No, they've
Chalice
been,
has.
missing, yeah, they've been missing a lot this tournament.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
only,
that's
the only team
unfortunate.
fight they have now is like Morph turns into Gyro is the Flak Cannon.
The thing is, though, they did line up in descending height order, which is pretty cool. That's not something you see very often.
That is true. Well,
Noticing the most
It's a little
important
misleading.
features.
technically Bane is small, but he's flying.
That's true. It's
Well,
all.
the perspective's a little messed up just because Mirana's closest to the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, last pick.
Yeah,
Go for the TA
that is
instead.
it's a great pick.
TA destroys Mirana.
Yep. The clock kind of denies OD. You want a hero that helps you control the map, can abuse Beastmaster vision. You want something that gives you Roche. TA is perfect. He also has that damage reduction. Doesn't really care about Enfeeble in the laning phase. If you get slept into Arrow, you're going to avoid a lot of that initial damage. And it owns Morphling if you can accelerate throughout the game. You don't want to go late game as is, so pick a hero that's going to fall off, but crush through the early mid game.
But maybe has got the bunny mount. Surely that counts for something.
That's worth a lot of money.
That is.
I really want that, but I looked at the price and I can't
No.
afford that.
In case they lose, he can sell it. He wants to feel so bad about the price money.
Yeah, so by all means.
Yeah.
Sure. We'll make up for a portion of that. What do you think?
I feel like Mineski's lineup is much easier to execute, and I can't believe I'm picking Mineski to win this series, but I'm going to.
All right. All right.
I think I will have to agree. Winning
Really?
conditions are very clear, very easy.
Yep.
And the lanes are just going to be rough, honestly,
Yep.
for
I
For LGD?
100% agree. LGD, their laning phase is weaker. Once again, it seems like they have fewer options throughout the game. They have one way to win. Bring it late, play 3 lanes, and just avoid fighting at all costs. But Mineski can kill towers and objectives and creeps. Everything's just so easy. Mineski's going to win, and we're going to 3-0 best panel.
Well, we're going to find out if that is going to happen. And we're going to find out which team is going to make it to the top 6. Is it going to be LGD? Is it going to be Mineski? Let's find out with OD Pixel and Fogged.
Thank you, Shiv. Yes, indeed. Game 3, the deciding game of this series between these two titans, Mineski versus LGD. We've seen 2 games go 2 ways pretty harshly. A stomp, of course, game 1 favoring LGD, and a stomp in game 2 favoring Mineski. Which way is it going to go this time around? The panel favoring Mineski. Would you agree here with these drafts, Fog?
Mineski's got a whole lot of team fight. LGD does not have pretty much any. They're looking to just try to maybe snowball the lanes and take it into this late game, though. But their lanes, the TA is an excellent pick versus the Mirana here. They're going to have to pretty much set that dual lane mid to set up for Somnus to have a good time. But they also have to protect Ame, so that's going to leave Chalice pretty alone on his own. But he's a Clockwork, and we're going to see what he can do. Pretty good Blade Mail game for the Clock if he's able to get it early on.
And they do, of course. I mean, you can never forget that they have that morph against the
Morph
gyro.
against gyro.
That's that one interaction that we have seen before. Just do absolutely one. There's a reason why the majority of games now you will not see morph
man.
being allowed through if you're playing gyro.
Oh, he almost stepped up too far.
And Nova's just hiding behind that one tree.
The one thing that they do have that I think can be overlooked is, yeah, you look, there's no team fight, but there's an FY Rubik.
Sure.
That can
had
steal
a
a
great-
lot of spells to
he had a
give
great
you
time in
the
game one.
option to have that team fight. And also, there's a Morphling. You look at the Sanking, I feel like we saw this in one of the earlier series Optic, I believe, had a Rubik Morphling versus Sanking, and they actually had more successful Burrow Strikes in that game than the opposing. So that's probably the big thing I'm going to be looking out for, is if they can get those steals constantly to set themselves up for success. And they're putting a full tri-lane up top to try to secure this Morphling. And it's... Are we having a tri-lane versus tri-lane in the start?
It looks like it's going to be that way. Indeed, just the two of them being left down bottom, the Gyro and the Clockwork. All else is going to be focused up on that top lane.
Oh, Ninja Boogie doesn't get the stun connection.
Not quite able to close the gap onto Ame. And this mid lane matchup, we'll see how this one goes down. As you say, you should expect to see Moon have quite a favorable time in the 1v1.
Yeah. Once those refractions start building up, it's very hard for Mirana to break through it, and there's a massive base damage advantage as well.
Lane, LGD actually able to find themselves first blood, despite Ninja Boogie being the one that opens up with a stun. They lose jabs.
I mean, it's very important for this top Mineski lane to go well. If they are not able to shut down this Morphling, that's where the speed of the lineup can come in, because they're really playing with like no cooldowns for the most part on the side of LGD. Very low amounts. I feel like the morph and stuff are the long ones, but watch out for those.
Moon's finding some very nice angles there with the blades.
And this mid matchup should be very tough. Clockwork is very good versus Gyrocopter though, and this is a good thing for bottom for LGD. But the top lane, Morphling is getting secured farm. Bottom, the Clockwork should have a good time versus the Gyrocopter as well. The mid is just that big discrepancy.
Now we'll see how long sort of the two tri-lanes do remain up towards the top. Let's see who makes the first move. Moon again just trying to consistently find these angles.
10-5 last hits to 5-2 already of the Mirana. Somnus is really struggling. And
You
the
know,
Boogie down to side blades.
Ooh, Somnus! He didn't have a great game last game, and he's not having a great... Yeah, questionable about. I'd agree, Jabs. I certainly would. I couldn't have said it better myself, and I actually did say it myself, yeah. But yeah, dying like Somnus. Is he all right?
I think he's just frustrated with the matchup, because he even leaped in to try to put pressure onto Moon. He just can't secure last hits versus TA. Oh boy. Well, I think they're going to have to make some moves around to try to help out this Mirana at some point, but they want to secure them. They want to secure the Morphling. That's the more important thing for them. They have now broken the tri-lane from Mineski, not wanting to share experience between three heroes. It's more important for them to make sure that this Clockwork just doesn't go completely out of control, because Clockwork could have quite an impact. Top.
So try and open up.
Jabs. Should be in a lot of trouble here.
They drag him. FY bringing him into the clutches of Ame. Few right clicks will finish off the job. The second time they've been able to take down Jabs on that top lane.
X-Nova gets the kill though. I really want to see Ame pretty much getting all the last hits up here for this Morphling. They need him to have a spectacular game. So we're gonna have to look at the support movements, and I mean Chalice as well as Ame to just really help out maybe. X-Nova has now made the rotation toward mid.
They needed to do something. Somnus was getting absolutely destroyed in this 1v1.
They're setting up here. They're trying for something, but it's a level 5
Yeah, they're not getting
TA.
that. That's not happening. And Nova's got to be careful.
This, as well as the Aquila and a Blightstone already on this TA.
I mean, it really goes to show. I mean, I can't remember what the stat was, but in terms of games, Moon has just been consistently winning his lane and just crushing these mid laners, showing just off his mechanical prowess. And sure, he's got a favorable matchup in terms of heroes, but this is Somnus that he's playing against. Top lane, they will be able to find and chase down Ice.
I mean, this is one of the... I mean, it's TA versus Mirana. This one's incredibly one-sided, yeah.
And Moon has certainly shown us that. 32 for 15 against 8 for 3.
I mean, what do you do as a... Good bottom now, though. Chalice.
He's got backup of Nova. The 9 mounted Mushi.
Clockwork's damage.
On Mushi. Mushi's just going to die. Chalice is just too tanky and these early levels on a Clockwork.
When he gets left alone versus a Gyrocopter, you're going to have those high levels in battery assault, and Gyrocopter's a very squishy hero. Close the gap. You do not really care too much about those rocket barrages early when you are 1,000 HP Clockwork.
Absolutely not. That's going to push him very much on track towards a good time on the level 6 Nova. He's got a missile heading his way. He will be able to grab both of the bounty runes down bottom for his team.
Well, she has to be careful.
And he does, with Chalice heading over with the battery assault. She has no interest in hanging around. Retreat.
Somnus is going to start arrowing some creeps. Ooh, doesn't actually get the big creep. He actually arrowed the small creep there. Oh, God. Oh, jeez.
Oh, he's tilted.
Not a happy man right now.
Not a happy bunny,
No.
even though he's riding on one. See, FY.
Has the lift.
And he's looking for the jukes. And Jabs can't. Oh, maybe he can still quite find it. No, telekinesis there. Drags him under the tower. Quick blast from Ahmed off, but they are still hunting though. Trees cut down, they'll find FY. He can't run himself away. Mineski. This mid lane really is. This TA is going to be absolutely out of control at this pace.
More than double net worth of Somnus, and Somnus is level 4 in comparison to level 7, almost level 8 TA. Ooh. Well, he's gonna have to catch up through kills. That's for damn sure. And they still will have that matchup like we were talking about. That Morphling versus Gyro, and Chalice is already level 6. This is where they could look to set up on this mid.
They've got to do something about it, as you say, but it's being watched.
Yeah.
This whole movement. Ninja Boogie knows what's up, so Chalice won't be able to get that surprise rotation onto the mid lane. Jabs coming across. Trying to make a bit of a go onto Xnova, but Xnova just speedy enough to keep the distance bottom lane. Ninja Boogie just protecting the Gyro, but Scan will be dropped down. I mean, Boogie's got the vision on him as well, so they're fully aware. Chalice trying to close on Mushin. In fact, they're going to turn, they're going to make the play upon him. As they come through the tree line straight on top of Chalice. And we'll make sure that Chalice can't find sort of that surprise play that he was desperately looking for as soon as he hit 6.
He wanted to get Somnus back in this game. He was trying to make a move. You saw the Mirana making the rotation down bottom, but that Invis rune, Ninja Boogie.
58 to 22. Moon's TA, one of the best starts on a TA we've seen in a while. Like, sure, we've seen TA in certain matchups have the favorable lane, but Moon, he is playing it to perfection.
And he's got a tremendous stack already coming out. Level 9, and Mirana is level 5. Oh, God. Well, so it's Clockwork and Northling really need to step it up.
They've got to do big things to slow down Moon when Moon starts to get this. I'm sure there's going to be this time where Moon's not really going to be moving around and such. He's just going to be using this start to make sure that he can get this crazy timing on the Blink Dagger, on the Desolator, in whichever order he wishes to go for. Oh, Chalice finding an opening as he hookshot straight in onto Jabs to be able to pick up the solo kill.
Still crazy amount of damage if he's isolating anybody. Level 7 so early on this clock. And they've gotten Ame left alone up top for now, though. The Beastmaster's gonna, Isis is gonna come back up there to try to put the pressure on, but this is a free farm Morphling.
So Size not quite the level 6 yet on his Beastmaster.
He's got to be careful. Can't get disabled here. Won't be able to get away. If he gets lifted, more than likely dead. Ame has that morph available.
He's got backup coming in now, Ice. They do try and make him go on in, but here's the surprise. Ninja Boogie's in, but again, the Burrow Strike's not connecting up on this top lane. Can't quite get in range of Ame. They will keep Ice safe. And Mushi now able to really find that farm that he was struggling to find earlier against Chalice, but now the levels are there. He's got both those early items, so it's much easier for him to get the final touches on the creeps.
And he's always playing inside the creep wave, so it's not like the Clockwork can set up a kill on him. And here come the Ancient Stack. Time to start the farm. Let's watch this TA skyrocket. Somnus still just trying to arrow some creeps. Keep the farm going a bit here. Level 7 at least on the Mirana, but yeah, TA just really getting the time of their life.
Money for the first Mithril Hammer on top of the Blightstone. Already easily there. LGD will try for a smoke play, FY and Nova, but level 4, level 5, no ultimates yet on the two of them.
I mean, they were watching the whole time the TA was farming, so they made the conscious decision to let that stack finish and then just try to make a play around the next set of runes. Ninja Boogie will walk into them here.
Chalice should be there with the control. Hook shots across. Actually finding Moon. Moon stands his ground there with the Burrow Strike. They're just able to turn, but then telekinesis from FY holding down Moon. It's not enough to stop him from getting the kill. And now the call down Moon. She's there with the backup. It's a 1-for-1 at the moment. Now making it 2-for-1 as Jabs will be able to finish off Xnova. Mushi trying to get Moon out. Back to safety. Somnus leaping forward, but Somnus, he's not going to be able to finish off this kill as they turn. They take Somnus as well. Mineski continuing to rule this early game, finding 3, and they cannot kill Moon. This TA is just getting more and more handed to him on a plate.
Somnus leapt forward thinking that he could try to go for it there. He had the Starstorm up in about half a second, so he maybe would have been able to find Moon, but too much damage coming in. The quick rotations, Mineski outnumbering in that situation, and just with the strength of this TA just really coming through. I mean, level 11.
And 10 minutes in, 700 gold away from having a completed Desolator. Bottom lane. Mate. Be fine with those stick charges. Top lane though. Ice goes straight in onto X-Nova. White does TP across. He is on his own. Will be able to steal the axes, chucks them back out onto Ice. And in fact, White turns with a quick zap onto Jabs.
They find him.
Ice finding his way through the tree line.
TP on cooldown for 4 seconds. We'll have the mana available. FY.
He's got the lift.
Clockwork Rocket. He's got the axes.
He's not going to see it in time.
He knew right afterwards. There's no trees up there anymore.
Ice getting out of there.
And that's pretty much the Desolator finished up.
It really is. 11.5 minutes. It has to be one of the quickest we've seen in some time.
Double the net worth of the Mirana. They're going to need some miraculous plays to try to catch them back up in this one.
I mean, Somnus can just go nowhere near Moon in these fights. Top lane, Somnus is trying to make a go onto Jabs, leaping forward here, committing, and will get the kill, but it costs him his life. I think that's a man on tilt, Fog.
He's just trying to get anything here. Chalice finds the hook shot forward here on Moon. His refraction is going to be back up.
Moon can just turn and punch in the Chalice. I guess X-Nova's there as well, so it's a little bit worrying, but there's Mushi with the backup, comes with the cooldown, sure. They've lost one. The Nightmare will slow down Mushi's damage output for a little bit. They do have the telekinesis as well, dragging him back, but still Chalice will fall. Mushi zooming forward with the phase boost, trying to find X-Nova. X-Nova will actually be fine by the looks of it, actually able to juke just outside of the nighttime vision. As X-Nova gets away. So they do get that all-important kill, LGD. They are able to take down Moon.
1,600 experience going for those 3 heroes, and a 740 gold change too. So, I mean, every time they do kill that TA, it's going to be a quick surge of gold for them, but they're still under the gun here a bit. Keeping those wards out, though. They're trying to put the pressure, trying to keep tabs of when that TA is farming Ancient so they can look to try to go for those pickups. They need to go for kills. They need to try to just get as many as possible to catch maybe back up in this game. Ame is just going to be that creep hitter while the rest of his team runs around and tries to make the best spaces possible for him.
Top lane, LGD. They will be able to find Ice. They get the setup, the 2 of them. Playing around their strengths. They know the Chalice had a good time. They want to try and get him, getting the kills going, and same time down bottom. FY and Ame finding the burst.
How's FY doing on the blink? He's getting pretty close already. They need this Rubik. They need FY to have a spectacular game, and he's doing pretty well so far. 3-1 and 4 on the Rubik, making the plays around the map.
Burrow strike and a few hits from Moon with that Deso. Will certainly do the job against anyone on LGD's lineup at this stage of the game.
LGD is going to suffer a lot trying to take the fights around the Roche, because it's going to happen quite soon right now for Mineski. And like the panel emphasized, there's not a crazy amount of team fight on them.
Trying to find this tower, but Jabs and Ice, they're there with the roar onto FY. FY, no escape. Top lane Moon, finishing off the tier 1 tower, halfway towards the Blink Dagger on top of the Desolator. Izame. He is chasing. He knows Ice was relatively low. X-Nova is here as well. The Nightmare actually going to make him dodge the waveform damage. They will find the arrow connection, and they will be able to get the kill.
So I'm just starting to catch back up, though, with all these kills. Now has at least one component of that Maelstrom. Pretty good matchup, like the Mirana versus the Gyro, to be able to keep that distance. Decent amount of damage you can chunk in there.
Lane FY. Boogie off the mark with the Burrow strikes. They do have the cooldown connection onto the 2. Mushi.
They're going to get the deny.
Mushi gets the tower.
FY did steal stun, though. That could be very crucial for them in the next upcoming moments, for them to actually be able to set up those kills. Right now, they're very reliant on the Clockwork Chalice to be constantly getting those hook shots in the perfect position. They might smoke down toward bottom to meet their Morphling on this tower push. Oh, I guess they're expecting maybe the Roche to be happening too. Walking by that Roche pit. And Morphling TP's top. Can they find anything here? On top of a shrine.
It is. It's pretty deep. They may just get away with it as they go in. Onto Ice. Hook shot from Chalice. They're holding him in place. They get one.
And they clean up the book.
Same time as well, they've got the grip on the sidelines onto Ninja Boogie, into the arrow. LGD able to turn this into a second kill for Somnus.
They might even be able to turn it into another one here with Ame rotating in.
Back and they go, and they certainly will. Getting these kills, getting these skirmishes going that will, as you say, allow Somnus to recover from an incredibly tough laning stage.
Yeah, playing around the one ward that they had actually on the map at the time, seeing that Beastmaster and Gyro farming in the same area. They had already gotten the bottom tower secured. Ame ports top. They can kind of, with that smoke moving top, they can even try to catch if Mineski was trying to set up to kill for him, going up there.
But now's the time that we can really see Moon look to turn up to the fights as well. He has that Blink Deso.
FY does have Blink in a second too, though, with Burrow Strike stolen.
They do have good single target disable on LGD, for sure. And let's see what FY can do.
I mean, it's less than 1k gold. The experience is very, very close to it. It's just this TA who's absolutely explosive.
Quite ahead.
But then you look at the Rubik, who is 2,000 gold ahead of the Sanking and Leshrac on the opposing side. Ninja Boogie is nowhere even close to a Blink Dagger. Well, this is that X factor we were talking about. It's sure they don't have the craziest amount of team fight, but that's what the Rubik can provide with those steals. Just checking the reveal situation on the side of Mineski, and they are very prepared for the Moonlight Shadow in these situations. I've seen dust or sentries on 4 or 5 of the heroes.
They're doing all they can to make sure no sort of kills slip away off the back of the fights, and they are looking for one. Mineski coming across with his smoke, leading the way. Wards down, spot X Nova. There they go. Take away the Bane. They should have a good shot at taking the tier 1 tower down here as well.
Yeah,
as the
30
creep wave's
HP.
brought round by Ice Ice Ice. Another tower for the team.
I believe the full Maelstrom is finished up on Mirana. That's pretty decent. I think the Lincolns as well for Ame. So they're still keeping their cores at a relatively decent pace. Like we said, it's just this TA that, you know, your TA, you want to be playing ahead. You want to be usually an item ahead of the opposing side, and Moon's doing a great job keeping that up. Also level 15 in comparison to level 13 of the Mirana. But you see that? Like, the Mirana's caught up heavily.
Really? Goes a little bit onto Ame, but the Moonlight Shadow immediately coming up on Somnus, just in case Ame does get chased down.
Ame turns into the TA, now farming as a Templar Assassin. Pretty decent spell steals across the board for the Rubik and that Morphling to turn into.
Bottom lane, Chalice. He's trying to scout things out. In fact, he's trying to kick things off. Hook shot in onto Ice Ice Ice. He is waiting for backup. It is on its way. On the side, they have already lost jabs on Mineski. Ice Ice Ice, he's in a lot of trouble as well now, as LGD will be able to sweep across, and Chalice with that setup.
They're getting a lot of kills here. As soon as Mineski starts splitting up, they're able to find the opportunity to get those pickoffs. The recovery, the recovery from this Mirana. You said tilted, he's just trying to be active.
He's keeping it cool, Songs.
Yeah, he's just really trying to look for kills.
Down bottom, Mushi finding X Nova, who goes with invasion into the jungle of Mineski, will pay with his life.
Really wanted to look for some type of situation where you can get some wards down, but scary thing about playing versus a TA when they're so far ahead is these traps are always going to be scouting you out. Ninja Boogie.
Should be fine here. Nah,
Let's
mate.
get the juke.
Unable to connect onto him.
Damn, look at all the sentries on the floor too from Mineski this game. They have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 sentries on the ground right now from Mineski, just trying to watch where the vision of LGD is, because LGD, they're making moves constantly, so they're just assuming that they're constantly under the gun there because of it. And that's a lot of gold spent. You see, these supports are very poor on the side of Mineski because of it.
Bottom. FY. We'll be fine. Ready seems for Moon. He's fully focused on just getting that Hurricane Pike finished before he really gets stuck in. A little worried about Chalice's clock and wants to make sure he has something to help him maneuver around the cogs.
We were saying how LGD, they want to take this game to the later stages, and they've really done a great job of hemorrhaging the problems that happened in that early laning phase.
Still, as we say, a big difference between Moon and Somnus in terms of network, but overall, as a team, LGD have still certainly managed to continue to protect the sort of the space that Ame's been farming on the Morph. As he's been pretty uninterrupted. And over they come. Mineski looking for a fight. Ice ready to open up with the Roar.
Mushi just finished the BKB, so they're really trying to just take any type of engagement possible.
And they're found over. They'll take it. They go for the Roar. They'll jump forward, Moon with a quick touch, and the Lightning will find one. Chalice goes in with a hook shot, but immediately the BKB comes out from Mushi, stands his ground, and shoots down Chalice.
Ninja Boogie. Oh, gets the tower Diagro, 20 HP. Ame's turning up, though. Turns into the Morphling.
And they're going to jump forward. FY did have the epicenter close to the gap with the damage there to find Mushi. Can they get more out of this? They look towards Ame. Ame turns to the gyro, starts to retreat. They've lost one. The stun. Again, there's two-man stun from FY having the control.
Oh my God.
The zap as well with a Fade Bolt. Now Moon left alone. Chase down, does get the blink out, goes for the TP. Will he make any more? FY! Again, with the stun. We're starting to see what he began to show us in game 1 on his Rubik.
Somnus is on a monster kill. This was a level 4 Mirana versus almost a level 9 Templar Assassin, but FY getting that epicenter steal, getting the blink forward, getting the last strike stun afterwards, landing multiple disables over and over again, and then Ame turning to that gyro. We always said that was going to be a big fear factor that Mineski has to be prepared for, and they definitely weren't there. Mushi's BKB was down. It was forced by Chalice's initiation.
We'll see it again.
Beautiful.
I mean, every fight really with FY Rubik in becomes a bit of a highlight reel for him.
Yeah. I really like Chalice's play here. Like, sacrificing his life, forcing that BKB from Mushi. You see LGD, they Mirana ult, position themselves on the side, and look to re-engage as soon as that BKB is going down.
Yeah, FY on the sideline, already beginning to channel that epicenter. Doesn't really do too much in a sense. A little bit of extra damage onto Mushi as he closes the gap, but after that, it's just the control. I mean, they talked about it at the start. There's just so many great stuns for FY to steal, and he gets so much done with it.
And then the flag starts coming out, and this Morphling, and whenever they kill Moon, it is a huge detriment onto Mineski, because this is a very snowballing TA with over 10 last hits per minute.
And I mean, I know we went for the Hurricane Pike because of the clockwork, but would you maybe see there could have been an argument for getting the BKB as well in a game like this against this lineup?
I think he wants to delay it as long as possible.
Okay.
Because
he's going Lincolns now, so he's not wanting to buy a BKB on this TA.
You know, that's the thing about TA is, like, you get this whole snowball, but if you get a BKB early on, you start ticking down to that 5-second early, you hit to a point where you just become pretty much a non-factor. This hero really has to utilize the 6 items to its maximum, because you get them faster than most. Next Nova.
Jump. They found him. Catching the pain out once again, and maybe FY. Trouble as he gets slowed down. There's 4 of them chasing him as the double dust comes through. Mineski managing to find the 2 supports of LGD.
They might make their way in the Roche pit here.
It's TA, they can do it in pretty good time, especially with Ice around with the Aura and the army. Chalice has got a hook shot.
Yeah, Rockets scouted out too.
They can look for the big steal play. As they've got the vision, but on the side, Ninja Boogie and Jabs, they're trying to disrupt it, but Jabs may just die for this as Somnus gets the right clicks, finishes him off. There's a missile onto Somnus, but the Lincoln Sphere will block Brock. There's the jump, but Chalice comes in with a hook shot. Holds back Moon and Mushi. Mushi pops the BKB, there'll be a fight back from Jabs. Beam Script, X-Nova, holding down Mushi. Mushi will get taken down. Somnus picks up the double, gets the triple with the arrow of connection. Jabs tries to turn to stun down with the lightning, but they've lost 3. Ninja Boogie goes into the epicenter, but it's not going to be enough damage to take down Ame as Ninja Boogie and Jabs, they've just got to try and get themselves out of it, but they won't be able to. Jabs falls as well. It's a dieback for the Leshrac as only Ninja Boogie gets out of there. A perfect fight for LGD coming around the back like that shot. Mineski, they came out of the pit. They tried to stop LGD from getting in there.
And now they're going to get the roast themselves.
They are indeed. Oh. They head straight in.
Ame's damage in that last fight turns into the gyro, and we've seen this so many times, this Morphling versus gyro. He did 5,000 damage in that last engagement, more than the whole team of Mineski put together.
Really is the scary thing about this Morph versus gyro. It's... I mean, what do you do against it?
I like Somnus' TP. He had traps on both sides. If he actually took the route, he probably would have died to the trap damage. They have to somehow protect Mushi to have this BKB available, but even if with this BKB, he got flacked down so heavily, and the arrow you see connected on the Templar Assassin during all of that, so wasn't able to protect his supports for the beginning of that fight. And Somnus, great positioning there, and a
I
beautiful
mean, Chalice and X-Nova,
initiation.
perfect grip as well. X-Nova comes in, easiest positioning of his life, holds Mushi down.
And Moon just gets shredded by this Morphling. Now it's an Aegis Morph.
This game just got a whole lot harder for Mineski, despite having such a good start in that mid lane. This difference has now been recovered. Somnus has just played it perfectly in terms of just making that recovery. This was a man who got crushed in lane. As you said, a lot of it was down to the hero matchup, but he's shown us just how you go about recovering. Even if your lane gets crushed as hard as Moon was able to, he can make these recoveries by, as we've seen, sticking to the neutral camps, making these rotations with his teammates. And Somnus looking to be absolutely back on form here for Game 3 for LGD.
He's beyond godlike and now has pretty much the same net worth as the Templar Assassin.
He's got a Mjolnir at 26 minutes in complete.
That's pretty beast. You know, this is a reason why this guy is so highly regarded. Now it's feeling scary when you have a Templar Assassin who's now matched by the other two carries on the opposing side. You feel like Mineski is heavily on the back foot now.
Absolutely. It really is sort of that TA problem that we do see sometimes. You do so well at the start, you get this great timing, but then everything can fall apart so quickly.
I think he does need the BKB now, especially at this point. Just the control just keeps being too much, and FY has the Psionic Trap stolen too here. They're getting a lot of information.
Raw, they want to go in on Chalice. Mushi as well with the BKB heads forward. They've got the control of the clock, but W1 down with the stolen Raw from FY will hold back Mushi, so Mushi can't immediately chase down for more. He'll try for FY, they do get the lightning slow onto 2. The Moonlight Shadow will not be enough to save FY as FY to the back, but it did the flag. The Arme just doing so much damage. Back into the gyro he goes. Ninja Boogie comes forward. They do have the root, but the grip's there. Holding on to the TA. Jump forward for Somnus. They take down Moon. LGD looking for more. As Ice cannot. Oh, can he live? 5 HP. 5 HP. He will survive.
Ame just goes straight into the back lines there, turns into the gyrocopter, focuses all of their tension off him, and then X-Nova gets the perfect grip into Arrow again.
Yep.
And still Aegis on this Morphling. Doesn't even die once, and this is what? 3 or 4 consecutive deaths now on the Templar Assassin.
And so sort of 3 or 4 consecutive fights that Mineski have just been unable to take. Struggling now against this core Morph and Mirana. We'll see it again this fight. A fight that looked like it would have a reasonable start. They were fairly grouped up. Mushi gets the combo out.
Chalice died almost instantly. The sleep comes out to save him for a moment, but overall they lost 2 heroes at the start of this one and were still able to just run to that backline. To Mushi, the BKB every single time gets used right at the start of the fight, and then there's no BKB, and you just see these flags.
And again, that fight definitely could have gone a lot worse for LGD if that stolen roll from FY didn't hold Mushi back for the full duration, pretty much, of his BKB usage. And Ice very lucky to get away. I think it even went down to 4 HP.
Yeah, it looked like 4.
Well, 6k lead now for LGD and Ice. Rides Nova. Another support kill for him. FY, of course, this game has got all the core items, wants to get that axe. Got the Blink, the Force, the Ghost Scepter. He's already incredibly slippery and hard for Mineski to deal with. And of course, some great Aghanims spells to steal this game. Down bottom, he's found jabs. It's an easy one for FY.
The traps, though. Is he going to be able to pop the bottom one? Oh, he didn't pop it on FY. Oh, FY was sitting at 200 HP. There was a trap right on top of him. Don't think Moon was actually looking over there, though.
Yeah, Moon's still set on the Lincolns into Bloodthorn.
I mean, we look at it and it's like, how do they actually kill the Morphling in these situations? Because every single time it seems like Ame just is unkillable. So they do need that type of disable as well from the Orchid, but it's feeling just so scary now for them.
Where is that instant disable? And not only that, sure, there is some instant disable with the Roar and such, if they can get it from the Fog, but they've got to pop that Lincoln. And he's got a Manta. There's so many ways that Ame can quickly respond to being jumped on, and Mushi has to put the BKB because he's seen FY.
Ame turns into him, but he won't be able to find anything since they can't stop that BKB TP.
And Ame nearly having that butterfly.
Countering a lot of the damage that's going to be coming up from both that Gyrocopter and the Templar Assassin, who are nowhere near that type of item.
Ninja Boogie.
Oh, did he get those?
He did, but he may still get the kill.
They still get it? Okay.
They don't need no epicenter.
They got the lockdown finally onto the Morphling. It's pretty much the first time they were actually able to get that disable.
That is a huge... Who got the money for that one? Ninja Boogie.
Ninja Boogie.
So, I mean, maybe you would rather it be on one of the cores, but so nonetheless, a massive kill for them to get. 60 seconds where they don't have to worry about Arme.
Oh, man. If they missed that kill because the cancelled epicenter, that would have been real costly.
Somnus getting very close to having BKB on top of his Lincolns and Mjolnir.
Incredibly close game. So still scary that this gyrocopter went for the Aghanim, sure, feeling like he needs to try to get that big surge of items coming out. Since this game already, you can tell it's going to be getting to those later stages they want to be able to scale versus this Morphling. They don't want them to get outscaled from these two carry heroes coming out from LGD.
Mushi just trying to do his best to catch up with the farm of the cores of LGD. Still just slightly behind that. Oh, Somnus and Arme. Moon does now have the Lincolns complete. Will be feeling a little safer. Ninja Boogie, sorry, a little less so. As he gets caught out, TPing into the shrine.
Seems like FY always has one of the stuns stolen. As you know, they were talking about. There's so many good spells for him to steal, but Split Earth and Sanking Stun, having that no animation. His dream, the dream as Rubik. Right now they have the number advantage. Ame is up top though.
And they finally jump in. I mean, this is being spotted out by the army of Ice Ice Ice. Moon jumps forward, looks towards Somnus. Does get the trap slow, but instantly FY turns with Stolen Lesh Stun. Holds Moon back temporarily. They'll retreat with the Moonlight Shadow. LGD look to reset as the BKB is on its way out for Somnus. They'd love to try and find a fight off the back of picking that up on him.
Ame's just farming during all this while they forced all of Mineski to kind of chase them for a bit.
I mean, Arme's massive.
Almost
The butterfly indeed nearly done. That's going to do wonders for him in the right-click department, especially when he gets hold of the gyro. And bottom lane. And they go. Chalice opens up. Jabs bursted down. Moon tried to come forward. Has to blink out just in time before that refraction wears off. Ninja Boogie. She's poking back in. They've got the roar. They have lost the tower, but they want to try and find a kill out. There's the defensive nightmare coming out to Chalice. Chalice has to blame on Chalice. He's going to be fine. He can walk it off. Someone's plus the BKB just in case.
She's taping in the back.
Can they kick something off here at all? They have got the epicenter. Ninja Boogie comes back in with the burrow strike onto Chalice. They will find one. They may find two. So they get X Nova as well. Chalice
Ame's in the base.
trying to get himself away, but indeed, look at the top lane. It's happening. He's taking racks.
It's a melee.
Arme with that butterfly, just destroying the top lane of Rax.
Oh my goodness.
As Chalice and X-Nova do not mind dying. In fact, they're still able to fight down here, LGD, as they get back in. Somnus finds the kill onto Ice Ice Ice. As the top lane in shambles for Mineski.
Well worth it for LGD. I mean, they lose a Bane and a Clockwork. They probably might lose FY as well here. But they got a Rax.
They certainly did. And so, Somnus.
Somnus breaking.
He leapt it.
Probably thought he was going to get chased anyway.
I guess so. I think that's the sort of the BM suicide. You know, he's like, well, we just took your racks, mate. I'll let you have a Mirana kill as well.
But look at the gold that just this Mirana,
a lot of gold.
This Templar Assassin just got 2,400 from those two kills.
I mean, sometimes you can't help but press that leap button. It's very tempting, you know.
I mean, it was
fun.
That was just a Lincoln's picked up from Moon just before that engagement kind of. Now full Orchid too. So now they have pretty decent ways to break that Lincoln's instantly and try to go for the disable on Ame. That was costly.
Maybe throw Supermajor, you know, trying to jump on his head.
I was maybe hoping for like 30 Maelstrom procs and Mjolnir procs to try to kill him.
He's a thinker. He's a dreamer. So that's what we like.
5x coming out, but Moon has a DD rune in this pit.
Chalice! In he goes. Moon will turn. The disable. Arme always in the gyro. Run away, boys! This gyro's going to do a lot of damage. He beats disable temporarily. They go in. They take the motion. Gets it. Moon gets the Aegis. We're going to have a pause.
Oh, Ninja Boogie DC'd.
Oh, no.
They both DC'd as well.
Wait, so Mineski did still
They got Aegis, and I
get the Aegis, and they still did get the Roshan, I believe.
Who's got the cheese?
Moon's got the Aegis. Who does have the cheese? Who has the cheese for?
Dude, I'm trying to look.
Oh, is it still on the
Give me
ground?
a break. I don't know. I'm trying to click. I can't find it.
Wait, wasn't this the first Rosh? No, it definitely wasn't, was it?
No.
They've got the cheese.
I can't find it, dude. I'm looking around. I can't see. Can you see it on the ground?
Yeah. No, I can't.
someone kill it?
Where's the cheat?
I couldn't see it. I couldn't find it. Maybe we got... Oh, I think I caught a glimpse of it for a second. Anyway, pause.
All right, we'll find out soon. All right, we're back in the game, and let's see who gets out of this one. So it's going to be Ninja Boogie buying back as well.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Mineski cannot be happy about this right now.
Well, they got Roshan, and then they got the Aegis.
Yeah, but Moon's dead.
Yeah.
Moon's going to die a second
mean-
time now. It's everyone of LGD surrounding him. He's got the blink up. Maybe he can try to disengage. He's got refraction up in a second too, and the buybacks coming in, but if he gets disabled at all. They've got barrage going off already.
Yeah.
They've got the sandstorm as well. He might get hit by a tick here. There's a Fiend's Grip available in 2 seconds too. Oh, this is so unfortunate for Mineski. Let's see how it plays out.
We're back in.
Can he get the blink out?
Oh,
Bring
nice
the blink out.
hurricane pipe. Now
Okay.
He gets it over maybe. There's a that Ninja
Okay.
Boogie coming in with the burrow strike. Arme is going to head forward. He's still got the gyrocopter form as he will beat down upon Ice. The rest of them retreating. Moon trying to get his way out of this. As he heads down the lane, should be fine. They can't chase him.
Ame wants to though. One waveform. Nope.
So what happened?
I didn't see who got the cheese, but Aegis was
Cheese
taken.
is gone.
Cheese is gone. Completely
Aegis
gone.
is gone.
Aegis is gone. Cheese is gone. The Morphling turned into the gyrocopter, and like you said, the flak just started coming out. Way too much damage for everybody except for the Templar Assassin to deal with. And I mean, Ninja Boogie DC'd on the side of the fight, so it's. I mean, this is a hard one to really look at because he was just standing there as the Sanking and died to the autos. And Ice was on the glyph area, on the shrine area, DC'd as well.
Oh. Well.
Costly, but Chalice did get that incredible hook shot right on top of
Sure.
everybody, right? And they did get the last... Mineski actually got the last hit as well on the Roche, but this Morphling is a massive problem now. Full Eye of Scotty finish. He's going for just full right-click build. I like this a lot when you're playing versus Templar Assassin. The Ethereal Blade versus TA is, I mean, sure you can shotgun sometimes, but it can just get blocked by refraction. So I like that he's prioritizing this, being that full right-click to just go for those, particularly that base trade that he did, just going for those racks as well as team was taking a fight.
I'll say 6K gold lead after all that. For LGD still, 36 to 28. Of course, still having that top lane of ranks advantage.
Mushi's almost got Butterfly at least to deal with that, you know, have some evasion to deal with that flak. But, I mean, I really like, just pointing out Chalice's itemization in this game too. Went for that, like, Earn into Blade Mail early on to reflect that damage, and then also this Halberd. Halberd versus Gyrocopter and Templar Assassin, that long duration disarm is pretty ridiculous. 5 seconds on those range heroes. You can get it off before the BKB off the Gyro in particular.
Once again, both teams very close to one another. Ninja Boogie on the high ground. X-Nova is heading up. The traps, damage, and the slow. Ninja Boogie jumps in. The one-man burst try looking for Nova. They'll find. Take the Bane out of the fight. Mushi pokes the BKB looks towards Arme, but Arme standing his ground, punching into the Chalice. He's going to whiff the hook shot. Doesn't find the connection onto Mushi. Moon tries to turn, but the blade mails down. Moon forces himself out of the cogs. Ice turns with the roar onto the after the Epi's in enough damage. Ninja Boogie, he's going to find out why. They found a few of them. Arme's still alive. Back into the gyro he goes. Turns back towards them. Somnus in the midst of it all. Can they bring Somnus down? They can.
Oh
but
my
they've
God.
lost so much for it as Arme picks up the triple kill. It's a buyback from Moon. Moon desperately looking to try and get back and jumps him forward immediately. The Ghost Scepter from X-Nova keeping him alive. Moon's got to be careful. Fiend's Grip is back online for X-Nova. And Mushi is not in any shape or form to help out the TA at the moment. So he has to back off.
Man, this is... You know, I see this TA, and I'm actually looking more and more how good this Morphling with Gyrocopter is, because he just pops the Rocket Barrage as well, waveforms through, and breaks all the refraction charges instantly in every single one of these situations. So this TA
See it again here.
is just super susceptible to all this Morphling damage.
It looked like a pretty solid start to the fight.
It did. Ninja Boogie got a
Mineski.
fantastic epicenter off in this fight.
As we see here, but instantly just Arme being able to sort of focus down Mushi on the side.
Yeah, the
If
Chalice
that
hook
hook
shot,
shot hit,
yeah, he's probably dead
He's
there.
absolutely dead. So
Roar
Mushi,
comes out. But look at this. He's so tanky on this Morphling. Survives all of this constantly. turns back into the gyrocopter afterwards here after Somnus pulls off, and then the waveform through with the rocket barrage.
There we have it. Refraction has been taken away.
Yep.
7K, LGD maintaining their lead. 40-32 in a Game 3. Incredibly close in comparison to what we saw in Game 1 and Game 2 between these two teams.
Thank God, too.
BKB getting closer and closer for Arme. Once that is there, there is
He's already not
very
dying.
little chance he's dying. I mean, as you say, he's already having a fantastic time. 9, 1, and 14.
He's staying, you know, Ame is actually staying a bit on strength. He's not morphing full edgy in most of these situations, just so that he can make sure he doesn't get bursted, because there is still that risk. If he doesn't able to block like either the stun or the orchid, he is at risk of dying.
Full MKB as well for Somnus, as his right-click damage output continues to scale incredibly well. On the Mirana,
Level 25 as well now, and takes the minus 80-second Moonlight Shadow. So look at the cooldown. It's going to always be active, pretty much. 2-second downtime.
2-second downtime.
So they're just, it's pretty much a free smoke at all situations if they don't have Sentry Wards placed down in preparation. Here we go again.
Oh, Ninja Boogie. He has got the epi. He gets the jump in there on top of Somnus, but again, there's the defensive nightmares enough to save his not. Somnus is down. Mineski, they've found one. They're going to look to get Chalice as well as he's stuck in his own cogs. Chalice will fall. Arme comes in with a flag. Is it enough to take down Mineski? It's not. He's going to go forward. He has to get himself back out of there because they've lost 3. They have been able to find Mushi, and they have been able to find Ice. The 2 for 4, though. Mineski finding that jump. Ninja Boogie getting in, getting on top of Somnus. If you can take Somnus out of the fight at the start, that's so much damage gone that you don't have to worry about anymore.
Yeah, they got a great amount of control. They saw this fight coming. They had the Sentry Ward placed down. Very nice execution there by Mineski, prepared for this move that LGD was making. Still crazy how Ame can do so much, though. Take out 2 of the cores just because of that flak.
And we certainly do have a much better chance of, well, take that. It's the BKB that's problem. I was going to say that because he has got the Bloodthorn now, Moon.
Yeah.
With the BKB on Arme, they've got to find some sort of perfect combination of getting that blink stun from either Ninja Boogie or Ice and the Bloodthorn to get that damage out before that BKB is there in response.
Yeah, he's got the Manta too, so it's like he's got 2 ways to be able to remove that Bloodthorn. And another crash coming out from Mineski.
Looks like they're having some issues.
They had some sound issues earlier too,
With
right?
the PCs. Unfortunately, yeah.
They'll never find your grave.
That's pretty dark, isn't it? They'll never find your grave.
That is
My
pretty-
goodness.
Jesus. If that defensive sleep was getting pretty close to saving the Mirana again. I mean, X-Nova's been really on fire with this Bane play.
Ice trying to call out LGD.
A lot of respect for each other, these two teams. Sharing players. We talked about
That's
that at
true, in the
DAC.
past, yeah.
You know?
As mentioned on the panel, Black knows a fair few of both the sides, as he has played with both teams. We have got Jabs back in, and ready to go, and we can only hope that they don't get plagued by another sort of round of issues during any more of the crucial team fights.
I think they also got, in that last fight, Mineski claimed the gem from FY, so now they'll be able to always see that Moonlight Shadow, but they still have to have those obs and sentries placed down to prepare for the movements anyway, because they're always going to be Moonlight Shadowed in these situations now. Just, yeah, 2-second downtime, so. Jabs delivers the Bloodthorn for Moon.
Let's see where they go from here. Mineski, as that last fight really did help them start to close that gap significantly. Only a 2K lead for LGD at the moment. Still, it's Arme that is the huge problem. Mineski have to somehow do something about this morphing at the start of the fight. Otherwise, as we're seeing each and every team fight, he's getting 5K plus damage out in a couple of seconds.
Yeah. It's just so hard to really lock him down. They have to throw everything onto this, but then also you have to watch out for the Mirana, because it's not like Somnus doesn't deal quite a heavy punch too. Just the spamming of the Moonlight Shadow constantly. They've got their lanes in good positions too, so they're looking for a fight, LGD.
Just eternal invisibility something that is very different to play against. As the entire map just becomes so scary for Mineski to come out.
Gonna try to look and keep track of all this because all these talents are coming out too. We have the level 20 on the Bane too, that minus 220 Enfeeble can really look to play parts in these next upcoming fights too.
Yeah, that plus 100 Enfeeble damage reduction could do quite a bit if he, I mean, in reality, I'm sure I guess how much damage in fact Chalice is going to find the opening, but Ninja Boogie finds himself forced down below ground. In fact, goes back in, but already they've lost Jab, so fly back immediately. Army into the Gyrocopter will force them back. Jabs actually TPs into the midst of it all there onto the tier 2 tower. He will be allowed to get away with it as he backs away. Jump forward from Ice. He's looking for a target. Can he find the Raw that he wants? Chalice has trapped him in the cold. Ice taking a lot of damage. His Army comes back in. Cuts down the Beastmaster. Ice will buy back. Somnus jumping forward, looking to take down Mushi, and he'll get it. Mushi will fall. Down for 100 seconds.
They positioned them. You see how they were all just sitting on the high ground as a unit? They were being very careful and cautious because Ame's BKB was used at the start of the fight there. So they were trying to lure Mineski up there. And Mineski does end up going up there. Chalice with the perfect catch. Locking down Ice. Mushi getting melted by this Mirana. And now the third Roche is up.
And they go. And with no Mushi for over a minute, very little that can be done by Mineski around this area of the map. They are going to have to potentially, I mean, they are smoking towards it, but it goes down so quickly. LGD will already have it well before Mineski can get anywhere close. But still, they may start to try and fight a fight. They do jump in and find FY. In fact, now the buyback comes out from Mushi. They do want to take this, despite the fact that LGD, they've just managed to get everything from Roshan. Jab's just going to go down. Chalice comes in. He's getting the hook shot on top of Mushi. Mushi getting focused down by Arme. He's beat this up. Mushi falling solo. He's brought back for this one. The stolen homing missile bringing down Mushi, as there is now 3 dead on Mineski without buyback. Only Moon and Ninja Boogie left alive to try and keep this game going.
FY's here too with the
They've
gem.
got the stun, they've got the detection. Moon will fall as well, and with 4 dead, no buybacks on Mineski. GG is called, and LGD will continue their run here in the upper bracket, knocking Mineski down to the lower.
Ame ends the game 15-1-17. Only the one death that we saw up top had an excellent game. The damage that just happens, this Morphling versus Gyrocopter is so ridiculous. The recovery as well from Somnus in this game was something spectacular after that start that he had.
Yeah, 21-7 and 17. Somnus ends up on an Arme 15-1 and 17. The damage output from both of them, 31k, 37k. Doing everything possible in these team fights. And
look at the kills. They had 36 kills between the two cores on the side of LGD.
A lot of action and a lot of chaos. Mineski, they did try their best. We saw some very good attempts at sort of taking team fights. But it really did seem, even though they got that very good start with Moon on the TA, there was sort of that period where it felt like LGD was sort of allowed to recover with Somnus and get to this point where he was able to get into the fights and make these plays actually at a bit of a better pace than Moon actually ended up doing so, even with that quick blink Deso timing.
I mean, it seems like with this Morphling versus Gyrocopter, you have to try to make it so that this Morphling can't turn into the Gyro. Like throw like 8 Lincolns or something on the Gyro so that this just can't happen, because in every single fight, Ame didn't care. He just waved right into the middle of the fight, started flacking, and I mean, Mushi had such a rough game because of all this. He just got focused every single time by this Morphling. And then Moon, in turn, also, because of this Rocket Barrage, every single time closes the gap on top of him, and Moon is just like, oh my god, I don't have Refraction in all these instances. Such a tough game. It turns into such a tough game after such a good start for them.
Absolutely. And in terms of, from what we saw Mineski go from game 1 to this, it was a very sort of admirable recovery from being stomped in game 1 by LGD. So even though Mineski will be knocked down to the lower bracket, they've certainly got a lot that they can feel pretty good about from this performance, and I'm sure their future will look pretty positive in that lower bracket run that we'll see them have to make. But as it is, LGD will take the series 2-1 and continue up the upper bracket here at the Dota2 Supermajor.
They do indeed. LGD are victorious, and we managed to still jinx Mineski for some reason, because all of you guys thought Mineski had this in the bag.
It was a close one, though. Kind of. It was a good game.
It was a good game. It was better than the first two, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It was actually a battle where both teams got to execute their game plan, and just one was a little bit one team was a little bit stronger than the other. Black, what did you make of that game?
I think FY carried them super hard.
I'd say he got them there, and then
Ame did the rest.
Took over.
But that's just more first gyro, to be fair. I mean, this was the fight, as you said, where FY just carries. Like, we're watching in the green room, with the Chinese talent, and they just went nuts going to say, FY God, because this was, he has the stolen epi, he's going to blink in, finish off the gyrocopter.
Make sure TA couldn't teleport away.
Steals the split earth right about now, and then just saves the
stun.
fight.
Yeah, look at that.
Cancels TA's TP with this
Yeah.
set stone split earth.
Yep, just beautiful play. And I gotta point to the item build on the TA as well. I really think skipping BKB was not the play here. I understand the Lincolns, but
Lincoln's is
for what?
Honestly, it's very overrated. Like, it's like a very like kind of pub mentality. Pub players like to skip BKB for the wrong reasons. It's like they have like single target spells, but you're not gonna get Fiend's Grip. Your team can cancel it. You have a lot of cancels for that.
Yeah, and you
can
have
kill the Bane.
You have to deal with the Morphling. You need a BKB so that you can stick to him, and eventually Orchid Nullifier. That's the timing that TA wins games. You get the Deso, the Blink.
So fun to watch Morphling when there's a gyro in the game. You take away the biggest weakness of Morphling, that he's single target, give him flat cannon. I mean, he's one of the hardest hitting heroes in the game.
And Rocket and Q. I mean, especially when TA has no BKB. Like, as you said, Lincoln sucks. Honestly, it's 5,000 gold. The moment it's popped, it's a worthless item. It's dead gold. You get a BKB and half an Orchid instead.
I'm really surprised he didn't go BKB.
I love
a very game-losing mistake, honestly.
What do you think of the Cormorana?
Recovered very well. He had like what he was beyond godlike.
Yeah. He got crushed mid.
10 CS and TA had like what, 45?
He didn't feel like a Cormorana though.
No.
It felt like a Mirana that he could have been a 3, he could have been a 4. I mean, he was in the game and he won, so good for him. But as already said, FY and Ame just took that game and ran with it.
But honestly, it's not Maybe's fault. Because
it kind of is.
But
he died to Psyblades without leaping away middle.
One time, of course, but the
One
matchup
time
in general
can spiral a hero out of control like that.
Yeah, but the matchup in general is really bad.
Sure.
What would you say? 9-1, 8-2?
I think it's 7-3.
7-3.
I don't think it's quite that bad unless you die. And
which he did.
Yeah. Well, I point to the items. I think more first gyro also is just kind of an absurd combination. Like it just that's part of why I don't like the lack of BKB, because he's just morphing into gyro and immediately removing refraction. And you can't actually, none of the heroes can face Morphling, and that's the hero they've got to deal with, and they never had the items to do so. And the Mirana also provides this utility, where they're just permanently invis. The moment Bane snuck away with that second gem, all of a sudden you're going to be playing against 5 invisible heroes. And inevitably, look at that.
Yeah, especially after the Mirana reached level 25. What is the cooldown? 20 seconds? And the duration is like something like 18?
Yeah.
2 seconds where you're not invisible.
Yep.
That's actually absurd.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
Overall, though, LGD just played well. I mean, despite all the mistakes that perhaps in itemization that Mineski made, they did get some good fights as well. It just came down to execution. And I do think we can say that the best team won here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was what we expected from the beginning.
Yes.
Maybe not through each draft necessarily, or at least the last draft. But yeah, I think they are the better team.
It was a lot tougher than we thought, though.
Yes.
I thought Mineski should have won that game, but LGD was they were also, Mineski was the ones on the clock.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's Morph versus Gyro.
Yep.
And we could see like the fights where it's kind of insane to watch, because there's just blue, like,
balls.
Yeah, Morph turns into a waterbender, and all of a sudden it's just damage everywhere.
Look at that Morphling, though. 15-1 and 17 with 38k damage. Thank you, Flat Cannon.
38k. I actually thought he dealt a lot more.
A lot more than that?
Yeah. Because Mirana's actually a very close second with 32k.
I mean, it was a fairly long game. I have to say everybody is up pretty high up there. So,
are we giving it to FY or Ame?
I'm fine with either.
They can split it.
I think we already had FY get an MVP award.
That's true. All right, Ame.
And he was also on the Rubik that game. We know that he's a good Rubik.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't be too surprised every time that he plays a good Rubik game, even though he played an amazing Rubik game.
We don't want to give him too big of a head either.
Exactly. You know, you want to keep those people grounded.
All right, fair enough.
Ame it is.
Yeah, that was
Morphling superb.
Pretty beastly game.
Yes. And we also fixed the kill score you know, being the same top and
You
bottom.
see the talent tree? The talents are wrong, in the wrong order.
Oh,
The
left and right.
waveform attacks target is level 20.
Oh no, game broke.
Calm down.
Just saying.
Have you guys ever seen anybody take the morph target's allies? It's just completely dependent on how good it is on your team.
Yeah.
Or is the
If
other
you
one
have a
just too good to
gyrocopter on
take?
your
If
team,
you have a tombstone or something
Yeah,
like that.
I don't think anyone picks it like with thoughts of synergizing with their own lineup. It's just that usually when you pick morph, there's something that's so good against on the enemy team that
Right.
you're morphing that most of the time.
And the problem is you would have to skip waveform attacks target, which is an
Really?
absurd talent.
Yeah, you just one-shot creep waves immediately. And that's just so nice just to save the 5 seconds where you'd have to sit there and auto-attack.
And then you get 2 charges level 25. It's good.
it is
Good
good.
hero.
You know what's good as well? The brackets. The brackets are looking really good right now, especially for LGD, who move forward in the brackets, and they will go up against Virtus Pro. And I think that is the match that coming into this tournament I really wanted to see.
Yes.
You know, how about the fact that the top 4 DPC
Oh my
are
God.
the top 4 currently in the bracket?
I mean,
Unbelievable.
that is, you know, in a way, it is kind of crazy because everybody's been saying, oh, you know, it's secret. You know, they got into the top 4 by hacking their way into the start of the season, by getting those 8-team majors wins.
Yeah, how dare they play well in the beginning of the year?
Yeah, but look at this. When it comes to it, they're up there together with Liquid, Virtus Pro, LGD,
Yeah, these are
Love
all
it.
going to be really good. Even the lower bracket's going to be super fun to watch.
and all 4 teams finished first in their groups as well. Go seeding. Well played, us.
And I love it just because we don't know how the tournament will end, of course, but it appears that when you have a format that involves many games of Dota, the cream rises to the top.
Well, who would have thought?
Not me.
Mystery.
I want
Mystery.
BO1 qualifiers into BO1 single elimination tournaments.
There you go.
Why are we here for 8 days? We could just wrap this up in 2.
Well, that is
know.
another thing, though. Is a lot of it had to do with time constraints for a lot of these other tournaments, right? Because, like, I ran a tournament. We had 3 days or whatever it was. Like, you can't make a good form. It's going to be garbage format.
You're
no matter
bad
what, you
at
know?
bargaining.
That's not bargaining. Valve tells you what's up, you're going to do it. You have,
Well,
wanna
you
say
can talk
anything else?
to Gaben.
I mean, I'm not as
Well.
good friends with Gaben as you are, apparently.
Uh-huh. Just
Where are the anti-mage buffs?
the next time, just hook me up and I'll do it for you.
Okay.
You guys, it has been a fun couple of series, a fun couple of games. It's time for a change of shift, though. Time for a change of pace.